It makes people in Fort Smith proud.
They never forget their roots.
He never put himself above anybody.
Being able to somehow reconnect in OKC, it's been amazing because me and Jaylin grew up together.
We went through the same high school, went through the same junior high.
Arkansas is only growing, and I hope a lot of people see that. Fort Smith, Arkansas has always had athletes. The group that was older than me had some really good athletes. People kind of saw like, okay, we have athletes, and then we started producing them after me, and then there was Jaylin. Then we still had other guys throughout all of Arkansas getting drafted, going to big colleges, and it just kind of put Arkansas and Fort Smith on the map.
Hey, oh my gosh. I didn't stop you.
People here, they work hard, but they're not always seen. I think work ethic and brotherhood is a big one because, I mean, it's not the smallest of cities, but it's also not the biggest of cities, and the city comes together for a lot of events. You can definitely feel the love, the passion behind everybody and whatever they're doing. We put hours in, and we get results out.
So if I see you in a year, I'm gonna ask you if you've been eating your vegetables, and you gotta say yeah. All right? Just come back to Fort Smith, the love that I get, being here with my family, seeing the people that I grew up around that watch me come through these gyms, it's always a great feeling, and being able to bring this back here, it's the best thing in the world. There's a lot of memories. I remember running them 2-minute drills when we would get in trouble to winning games and celebrating with the team, and there's tons of memories, and honestly, I miss playing here. I miss how fun it used to be, sharing the court with my best friends for the rest of my life, and it brings me back, yeah. I've been coming up here my whole life. My brothers and sisters, I used to come here and watch their games, and I remember sitting on the side and coming up here to work out. Then, of course, 8th grade, and I had to ride a bus over here to practice with the high school guys, and I started going to school here 2017, 2018 year, and that's when I played with Zayd, and from then on, it's been just a big dream.
Let me tell you, like I tell everybody else, they made me look good, like I knew what I was doing. The love and support you see for those guys, those are two great kids. Their reputation around Fort Smith from the time they started school to now, everybody have a great deal of respect for them. They love them because they're friendly. They sit down and have conversations with, whether it's a little kid or if it's a guy, a COE of a company or something, they sit down and have a conversation with them, and they're very personable to everybody. And everybody around Fort Smith absolutely love them. Even when they was in high school, they just good down-to-earth young men.
How y'all doing today?
I had Isaiah in class. He was just kind of this tall kid who was very polite, very smart, did his work, which is what all teachers appreciate, and very respectful. His presence in the hall, I remember just kind of being a normal kid. And for someone who's really good at what they do, like he was a star basketball player then, but he didn't have that cockiness about him. Very, very supportive. We would take buses down to the championship games, and we would have huge student population down there. I was usually watching those on TV because it was during the school day, so we would, broadcast them and pause on the biology. Oklahoma City's 3 hours away, but it feels local. Seeing them stand next to these celebrity basketball players, it's just really, really cool to see.
I had Isaiah as a junior, and that school year he signed to go to U of A, full ride. He never made a thing of it. And one of the other teachers one day said something about Isaiah going to U of A, and I'm like, when did that happen? He was just very humble and just wasn't a thing. We had maybe 30 to 40 teachers and families that came, and one of them had the big Isaiah head, which we all want to have heads next time. We're already planning our next one. And it was the most fun to get to see those kids. They're men now, but they'll always be kids to us, on the floor, and people are wearing their jerseys and their shirts. I mean, it was unreal. It was just unreal. We would do our bell work, and I'd ask a question, and if someone answered it, I'm like, all right, here's the Smarties, and I'm throwing them out. And then Isaiah would just come in some days, and he goes, Miss Lindy, I just need a Smartie. And I'm like, okay, here you go. And I'd give him some Smarties. When they won the championship, I told him, listen, when you swoosh and you make those threes, I want the word synthesis to go through your mind, because we were working on something in writing. And I said, and every time you do that, I've got Smarties for you. So obviously he made a bunch, and he came back to school the next week, and I've got a picture of him standing in front of all these pictures holding up his Smarties. So it was a lot of fun. And we went to the game last year, and I didn't have Smarties. When I told him, I said, I failed big time. But we stopped at 2 stores on the way, and they did not have any Smarties. I know. But I won't be caught again without Smarties.
I had a couple favorite classes. I like art. But yeah, I had a couple favorite classes. Miss Bean, she was my PE teacher back in 5th and 6th grade. And then she came over here, and she was my teacher 11th and 12th grade. So she came to every home game. If it was a big away game, she came to it.
I know Jaylin. We go way back. The picture that they just posted on the Boys and Girls Club website that's the kid I remember. And he's been the same kid.
Perfect, went in.
He's such a humble person. No matter who it is or what time of day, they will stop and make time for you because you are important to them as well. It was just really neat to watch him at such a young age at the boys club and junior high then, and then back at high school, and then watch him play at Arkansas, because it's very different when you know them on the court and you have a relationship with them, and it's just kind of personal. We always knew they would go somewhere. Did we ever dream that they would be in the NBA together at the Thunder? Never in a million years.
Isaiah Joe, that's a smooth jumper.